All right, LeRoy Butler played 12 years in the NFL, just got Hall of Fame. How about that? LeRoy Butler's a Hall of Famer. That's why I bring you on now. Not because I like you, because you give me a rating spike. Congratulations, Hall of Famer. That must feel great when you wake up in the morning. I mean, it must. You put a lot of time into this sport.
I really appreciate that because it does impact your family as well. But, my son is 10 years old, and he couldn't wait to go back to school, of course, because now he's like the favorite, kid in the school. But so my family is really having fun with it. So it's been very nice.
Well, you've earned it, and you had a nice post-football career. So, it is interesting. Aaron's going to make a decision here in the next couple of weeks. I did think it was interesting. I've said this on the show, LeRoy, that the Packers have never done their business publicly. They just don't do it. They're like New England. They keep it in-house. They draft. They develop. They're very private. They don't have an owner, so they don't have, Jerry Jones holding press conferences. But over the last couple of weeks, they went public with their love for Aaron Rodgers. And my takeaway is, are they preparing that if he leaves, they can say, hey, we told you, we loved him, we gave the love. Why do you think they went public?
I think because they understand that the fan base is not fans. They're shareholders. I mean, they actually just raised $70 million.
Yeah, saw that.
For the stock sale. So when you have your shareholders, it's different than a fan base because you're invested in the team. They just wanted everybody to know their direction, that this is the direction. We want him back for 2 or 3 more years, and we're going to go for it. They went for it last year, Colin, $45 million over the cap. That's never happened. So at least they could tell the fan base, not only are we spending the money, but we're going for it. Now, It didn't work out, but let's do it again and see what happens.
What's interesting is you host a very popular radio show, and this is really one of the reasons I love to bring you on, because you're really in the belly of the beast there. You get calls every day, and I'm fascinated.
Yes.
So when I haven't asked you this, when the Packers lost to the Niners the following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on your show, who got the criticism for that?
Platinum question. I would say 80% was on Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Because and people were saying, do you really need a Hall of Fame quarterback to win when you see Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford in the Super Bowl with this offense? And people were thinking maybe it's time to move on because he's going to be MVP and you can get a lot for him.
Sure.
And you can kind of put a great team around him. I mean, 80% of the people were saying exactly that.
Okay, now we've had 3 or 4 weeks. Everybody, talks themselves off the ledge. This morning, this afternoon on your show, when you take calls, because there'll be a topic, is it still 80% question, or is it back to, we love Aaron, we want him back, we don't want, what are they saying today, this afternoon?
It's switched. It's like 70%, let's go for it.
Okay.
I know how I felt after they lost to Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy G again. Oh, fine. Let's go for it again. It's fun to win 13, 14 games every year. It's fun, but we got to get to the postseason and win a Super Bowl.
Now, as well as I do, when you trade up to get a quarterback in the first round, you don't have to pay him for 4 years. So you want to take advantage of that. So if they bring Aaron back, Jordan Love, you wasted that. You have wasted that advantage, which Seattle used with Russell Wilson to build a mega roster. We've seen, Lamar Jackson, Baltimore, you're not paying him much. Mahomes, you can retain your greatest players. Well, if they bring Aaron back, Jordan Love, you just wasted that. I can't help but read into this is they see him at practice, and he's just not the guy. I mean, that's my takeaway is if he was great, heck, LeRoy, if he was 80% Aaron, you just make the move, right?
Well, the thing about the Packers, they've never had a backup quarterback that they can depend on if Aaron went down. So they're thinking, hey, listen, he's on a 4-year deal anyway. We could pick up his 5th-year option. That's a lot of money to be put in the quarterbacks, but we just don't know. Now, if Denver says, okay, we don't want Aaron, but Nathaniel Hackett, who was his quarterback's coach for 2 years, I'll take him and give you a 3rd-round pick. Then the Packers got to think about that. If you think about some teams, you know how it is, Colin. All these coaches thinking, another man's trash is another man's treasure. I can fix him. I can make him a player.
Right.
Because there's so many teams that need quarterbacks.
Yeah. So today, your guess, and A, when do you think Aaron's going to make the announcement? And B, what do you think he does and why?
I think he'll say that he'll be back. I think I have no knowledge of this, but I'm just guessing. I think they're working on a deal right now to save them money under the cap. I think it'll be announced maybe next week or the week after. He's going to sign a 2-year extension. They'll save some money. Now they can target Davante Adams, but before they do that, they got to get the head coach an extension and Gutekunst. It's not just Aaron.
Let me ask you this, though, and I think you see this all the time, where teams peak. There's a window. And I said this, if you pay Davante Adams and Aaron, I think you're going to have to make some tough decisions here. And I think the roster's peaked. And I do think Green Bay does a tremendous job with drafting and developing. I think they're terrific at it. But I kind of feel like we've seen the best of this. Am I wrong?
I don't think you're totally wrong, but the window's still open, but every year it closes maybe an inch or two. It's not shut. But it is something to the fact that it is called Title Town, right? I mean, you got to be judged by Super Bowls. I mean, Matthew Stafford's a Super Bowl winner. You can never take that away from him. I mean, that was the only difference with the Rams. So the Packers got to figure out a way to get back to the next level. And I always said this, Colin, real quick. Matt LaFleur needs to be a control freak without being a control freak. This is how I want it done. This is what I want to run. And Aaron has to be coachable and say, yes, we're together. This is a partnership. Let's go win. That's why Mike Holmgren, who I think is a Hall of Fame coach, that's how he did it with Brett. And I think it worked. But both guys got to be on the same page.
By the way, we got a minute here. Yeah. Somebody had to have great impact in your life to be a Hall of Fame football player. Who was it?
Well, real quick, Ray Rhodes. It was his idea to move me to safety. But Mike Holmgren changed my life. Real quick, he walked by my locker, had a Michael Jordan jersey. He said, why don't you wear your own shirt? I said, I don't have a shirt. He said, exactly. Go do something. And I went and did something. That was impactful.
So great seeing you. Congratulations. You're one of the good guys. Thanks, LeRoy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.